again there, folks, and welcome to the second part, and hopefully more successful part, of my playthrough of the Castle of Blackwood Moors by David Konkol. I'm the Lone Adventurer. Thank you very much for stumbling upon my channel. If you enjoy playthroughs of gamebooks and solo fantasy and science fiction games and board games and things of that nature, then why not subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification icon. Now, last time I played this game, I died rather suddenly and without much in the way of warning, which maybe is part of the deal when you're playing a more old school style adventure game book, and you just have to deal with that. But I'm not going to lie, at the time I felt a little bit aggrieved and probably threw my toys out of the pram a little bit. Then I thought, do you know what, we need to give it another chance, we need to have another go. So what I'm going to do is, now at the start of my weekend, I've just finished work, I've made myself a cup of tea, and we're going to have another go. And I think I'm going to treat this a little bit like a video game, in the sense that I'm not creating a new character, I'm just restarting. So it's the same character, good old Ered Forsaken, and he's still got his quarterstaff, he's still got his backpack full of rations and torches. Yes, we haven't got that brooch that we got from the corpse that we stumbled across. We might not look at the corpse this time, so let's get rid of that. And I think we need to just get straight into it, and hopefully we'll make some more progress this time around. So I'm going to turn to the end of entry 1. We're not going to read through all that again, but essentially we've made our way to Castle Blackwood, and we've seen a shape on the ground. So do I approach the black shape, or do we take a detour around the shape, continuing to the gate? Now, last time we approached the black shape, we got that brooch, which was a benefit, but we also lost some health, I think it was. I kind of feel like that was worth it, so I think I'm gonna do it again. We're gonna go to 268. So here's the corpse that we came across, and obviously now, having done the other playthrough, we know how that corpse got there. It climbed up the side of the castle, or the castle wall, and was flung to the ground by the vines, much as we were. Oh, that's right, yes, next time you're in combat, our attack value is reduced by 1. That was the downside of this, and I've still got the note for that there. I forgot to rub it out. But we'll get that brooch, so I can put the brooch back in. I didn't need to rub that out. And we're going to continue on our way to the castle. Alright, so I will read this entry again. As you approach the castle itself, you see that it is built of dark grey stone. It once must have been a true marvel to behold, but now it is eerie and silent. The relic of a time long past, it fell to unknown conquerors generations before you were born. No one alive now knows how or by whom it was conquered, or even who it was last inhabited by. Never mind how it fell to ruin. Now large chunks of stone from the crumbling wall lie strewn about like the broken teeth of a long-dead giant. The gatehouse actually leans a bit to the right, so while the gate is all the way down, there is a spot on the left where the great portcullis does not reach all the way to the ground. Examining the gap, you believe you could slip under it. But lying prone on your stomach to slip under the gate in such an obviously dangerous place gives you cause for alarm. Looking about further, you notice that the walls are sporadically covered in vines and creepers of all sorts. They cover most of the walls and towers, and provide ideal handholds for climbing up and over the wall. So my options are to try and wiggle my way under the gate, or to attempt to climb the vines. Climbing the vines doesn't work out. we discovered that last time. I think that was pretty clear cut. So let's try and wiggle our way under the twisted gate. So we're going to turn to entry 360. The gatehouse has seen better days. It is in the same decrepit condition as the outer wall, possibly worse. As you step up to the uneven portcullis, you have the unsettling feeling someone is watching you. It is such an intense feeling, you expect to look up and see two giant eyes on the gatehouse instead of windows. Some quite evocative writing in this book already. So do I continue to climb under the portcullis, or go to the vine-covered wall and attempt to climb it? It really wants me to try and attempt that vine-covered wall, doesn't it? But I'm not going to. I'm going to go under the portcullis, turning to entry 7. Taking a deep breath, you cautiously approach the gate. Peering up into the interior of the gatehouse, you see great holes in the ceiling from where ancient defenders would drop boiling oil on attackers trying to batter down the great gates. It seems you are not the first one to pass this way either. Marks in the dirt reveal that many others have passed under these gates. More worryingly, there are also a few bloodstains and broken strips of leather scattered about. Gathering up your courage, you crouch before the gate on your hands and knees and start to slither under. When you are about halfway through, something suddenly grabs your backpack. With a yelp, you try to twist your body, try to scramble away from it as fast as you can. Whatever it is holds onto your pack tight, so you struggle out of it and get to the far side of the gatehouse. Leaping to your feet and drawing your weapon, you whirl around, looking for your assailant. Then you sigh in embarrassment as you realise what was happening. Your backpack was hooked on one of the barbs at the bottom of the gate. You wonder what the people of Argax would think of you if they could see what a brave adventurer you are right now. Sheepishly, you snatch your backpack out of the dirt and sling it back over your shoulder. At least you're inside the gate. You look around and check out the destination of your quest. Turn to 106. Alright, I thought something crazy was going to happen there. It was really good. Really made me feel like I was the panicking, inexperienced beggar. I was about to start complaining again, being all like, man, I can't believe the game has taken my backpack with all my stuff away from me before I've even started. But not so. Okay, we're going to turn to 106. Oh, we've got lots of options here. Crikey. Standing with your back to the leaning towers of the outer gate, you look about. A row of buildings extends off to your left, with the closest one looking more like a pile of dirt and grass than an actual building. Behind the grass building is a ruined tower, and just past it, the wall takes an almost 90-degree turn to the right, angling slightly away from you. Nearest to you on that wall is a sturdy wood building with a sign above the door showing the head of a stag. Directly ahead of you is a building that was obviously some sort of stables, but now one of the doors has been torn off and lies flat on the ground a short way away. A rhythmic banging sound can be heard coming from within. A badly damaged 2-story building is to the right of the stables. Chunks of stone scattered around it, and a few rusted weapons can be seen still protruding from the large double doors leading to its interior. Directly in front of the damaged building and to the right of the outer gates is a small courtyard with the remains of an old well in the centre. A large wooden building can be seen beyond the courtyard, barely visible in the mist. Wow. So we've got a lot of options here. We can look at the grass-covered building on the left. Then beyond the grass-covered building, we've got the building with the sign of a deer head. We've got the stables, where the noise is coming from. We've got the damaged building to the right of the stables. We've got the courtyard with the crumbling well. And then across the courtyard, we've got the large wooden building beyond it. What do I fancy? I might go and look at the damaged building to the right of the stables. No, that's not what I meant. I wanted this one. So beyond the grass-covered building, there's the building with a sign of a deer head. That's where we're going to go. Don't really know why. Just fancy looking at the building with a deer head. 214. Is this your first time here? Turn to 115. If you've been here before, turn to 293. So I'm going to have to keep track of the fact that I've been here before. In fabled lands, entries like this have a little tick box, and you tick the first time that you go to that entry. But the issue with that is if you want to reset a book, you have to go through the entire book looking for those entries and rubbing out the ticks. So what I need to do really is keep track of entries that I've been to before. As you approach the building, the smells of leather tanning offend your nose. The chemical stink still lingers here, even though the place is obviously long abandoned. You try to cover your mouth with your sleeve as you enter the building, as the smell is starting to make you a bit light-headed. Okay, so this is a tanning room. I think that's where they sort of treat animal skins to turn them into leather. So I can try to enter, or I can head left back to the outer gatehouse, which will give me back to all those entries. Or I can head to my right, entering some kind of courtyard in the corner of the outer bailey. Is that the courtyard with the well, or is that a different courtyard? I think that's a different courtyard. Okay, so you can get to a different location by going to this location. I can see me getting lost very quickly. Probably it would be a good idea to make a map. I'm not sure I can be bothered with that right now. Famous last words, but I'm just going to blunder on. And we're obviously going to go into this building. The stinky leather tanning room. And we need to turn to 56 to do that. Inside, in the leftmost corner, is some kind of vat. There are drying racks lining the leftmost wall and workbenches on the right. Cobwebs cover everything, and it doesn't look like anyone has been here in ages. Thin rays of light stream in through a few windows and reveal a set of rickety stairs at the back of the dimly lit building, heading upward to the second floor. So I can search the vat, investigate the workbenches, or head upstairs, or leave. I feel like I'm going to want to do all these things. Hopefully there's not going to be some kind of angry mutant rat in the vat, but we're going to check the vat first. So we're going to turn to 390. Oh, there is a thing in there. Fighting time. You are only a few steps into the room when you catch a glimpse of something above you. You look up just in time to see a hairy spider the size of a large dog dropping towards your face. This is essentially my perfect nightmare. Do you have the skill perception or hunting? If so, fight the first round as normal. We've got a little bit of a typo here. But yeah, okay, so if you do not have either of these skills, when you fight the first round, subtract 1 from your AV. And I'm already subtracting 1 from my AV. After the first round, fight combat as normal. Now the issue here is, 1, I don't know how to fight. I'll work that out in a second. But 2, I'm subtracting 2 from my AV. Is that going to take my AV negative? I couldn't find anywhere that says you can't go below 0 for your attack value. Anyway, I guess this isn't too scary a looking creature. It's got 0 attack value. It's got armour of 1, which means every time I hit it, the amount of damage I do is reduced by 1. It does damage of 2. I don't think I have any armour, sadly. I wish I did. And it's got 4 hit points, so I've got to hit it 4 points of damage in order to take it out. Okay, I think this is possibly an instance of the rules making the fighting seem more complicated than it is. We've got these fighting instructions which incorporate how you do melee, and not melee, how you do long-range missile attacks, and I'm not thinking about that right now. So I think essentially all I need to do is turn to this sequence for combat. So what we do is what I've done here is I've written out the hunting spider's stats. And so what we do so we're going to start with my attack, and then the spider will attack back. I'm going to note my attack value, which is currently for the first round -2, and then my opponent's attack value is 0. So we do -2 minus 0 equals -2, I think. So basically this is not beneficial for me. I then pick a random number, which in this book means rolling 2d6. 6, 7, 8, 9. We take off the attack value score, which was -2, which takes us down to 7. If the number is 6 or higher, I have hit the opponent. So it's nice and simple. So we inflict damage. I'm using my quarterstaff, so I'm going to be inflicting 3 damage. However, the hunting spider has 1 armour, so that takes it down to 2 damage. So we've done 2 damage out of a necessary 4 damage. So we're going to move on to the opponent's attack. So I note my AV as well as the opponent's AV, and then we subtract the opponent's AV from our AV. So it's 0 minus -2. I don't know whether I should be doing minuses for mine, but that, I guess, as long as it gives, mine being low should give the spider an advantage, right? So 0 minus -2 is the same as +2, and so that means we've got an attack value here for the spider of 2. Hope that made sense. Kind of made sense in my brain, more or less. Then we pick a random number and modify the result with the attack value. So 5, 6, 7, 8, so that's 10, that's a whopping 10. So the opponent has hit me. So the spider's going to inflict damage on me. Now I don't have any armour, unfortunately, so that means the spider is going to inflict 2 points of damage on me, taking me down to 6 HP. Luckily not down to 0, so I've not been slain, so we're going to go back to me attacking the spider. Alright, so this time my attack value has only been reduced by 1. Because if you remember, because of something happened with the corpse. The corpse was gross or something, and that's affected my attack value. I can't really remember, but because of the corpse, I'm getting -1 AV for the first fight. The spider, surprisingly, only gave me -1 AV for the first round. So now we're just going to go back to my AV being -1. It's -1 minus 0, so we're still at -1. Okay. 6 minus 1 is annoyingly 5, which means I have failed to hit the spider. That sucks, but I guess I am just a rubbish beggar. So what exactly do you expect? So the spider's going to get a chance to hit me back. Wow. 6. Okay, so basically that's a big number, isn't it? We know that's going to be successful, so that takes me down to 4 HP. Am I going to be killed by a spider in the first combat encounter of this game? Time will tell. Let's try and hit the spider. 6, 7, 8, 9. Minus 1 is 8. So we have successfully hit the spider for 3 points of damage with the quarterstaff. That is being taken down to 2 because of the hunting spider's armour. Natural armour, I'm assuming, not an actual little tiny spider-shaped armour outfit. But luckily, the spider only had 2 HP left, which means I have killed the spider. We survived. We survived the first combat encounter. Means this video is going to be at least slightly longer. We'll explore the rest of this building and then have a little break. And because I'm starting to enjoy it now, I think we will do at least another video in this series. So good news if you're enjoying this, and if you're not enjoying this, then you probably stopped watching already. So I guess you're probably enjoying this. Right, so if I win, what do I do now? I can search the vat. I want to search the vat, don't I? And investigate the workbenches, but let's start by searching the vat. So we'll turn to 380 for that. If you remember, I mentioned in the first video, I have got the skill of healthy, which means I get +1 HP for each non-combat passage. And all of a sudden, I'm glad that I did that. This is a non-combat passage, so I'm going to go back up to 5. Creeping up to the vat, you have found the source of the reek you smelled earlier. Peering in, you see that it's filled with an oily black sludge. It is so thick that you cannot see anything in the depths of the vat. Do I put my arm into the vat and search around for anything hidden in the mysterious sludge? See, it sounds like a bad idea, but I just can't resist searching. Well, instead I could head over to the workbench. Oh man, am I going to put my arm into the sludge? I think I'm going to. We'll go for the arm into the mysterious sludge, which sounds like an awful thing to do. And judging from what happened with the vines, it might not work out. But let's do it. 117. Rolling up your sleeve, you hesitate for a moment. This is another non-combat passage, so I get to raise my HP up to 6. This is good. I like being healthy. Rolling up your sleeve, you hesitate for a moment at the thought of what you're about to do. The smell is horrid and foul, but you stretch your hand down into the ooze. It clings to you like a second skin and makes disgusting, slopping sounds as you search around in the vile glop. After a full minute of searching, just before you give up rather than lose control of your stomach, your hand strikes a small, squarish object. You quickly pull your hand up and find you are holding something wrapped in a piece of old leather, tied with strips of cloth, barely holding together. Placing it on the floor, you quickly wipe the gunk from your arm and proceed to open the mysterious package. Inside you find a stopped glass vial filled with a yellow liquid, like liquid sunlight. Voiberry juice. Aha! Everybody knows what voiberry juice is. Known for its incredible healing properties, this one vial can either cure 6 hit points, remove all disease from the drinker, or purge your system from poison. There is enough in the vial for 1 drink only, so use wisely. Not believing your good luck, you almost missed the 3 coins hidden in the wrappings. You smile at your good fortune and pocket your new-found treasures. Do not forget the voiberry vial takes up 1 space in your backpack. Add the coins to your total in your belt pouch. Brill. So I'm going to have to get rid of a ration or a torch. I think I'll get rid of a ration because my healing skill is so beneficial. How much does a ration heal? It must be more than one because bandages heal one. Actually, I'm not sure that is the purpose of rations. I can't find anywhere to say that rations heal you, just that they are food. Okay, well we're gonna get rid of a ration. That's what we're gonna do. That's what I've decided. Cool. Oh, and 3 coins. Lovely. Starting to feel like I'm making a bit of progress. Alright. Do you want to have a look at the workbench? Do you want to go upstairs? I want to do both these things. Although it feels like I was so lucky with the vat that surely something crappy is going to happen at those other places. But 137, let's do it anyway. The workbench is strewn with old rusty tools and rotted pieces of leather that cover up sections of the table. A few old tools are scattered about the floor as well. This whole area looks to have been pretty well searched through by looters and previous adventurers. Do you want to look closer? Yes? Search the tools on the table, 266. Looking through the... well, no. That was a non-combat entry, so I can go up to 7. I did that because I've just noticed I think I'm going to lose some health points in this entry. Looking through the heaps of rusty tools on the workbench, you find knives, saws, and various other cutting tools. They sound handy. I think I should take one of these knives. They all appear to be rusty beyond repair. Okay. But you manage to accidentally grab one that is still sharp. You yank your hand back quickly and see a thin trickle of blood on the palm of your right hand. Just a small scratch you think will be all right. Mark off 1 hit point. Cursing softly to yourself, you decide to leave the rest of the workbench alone. Well, I could have taken that knife, couldn't I? Alright. Well, I've done the vat, so there's no point in really heading back to the vat. So let's go upstairs, 213. The stairs creak loudly as you head up them to the 2nd story of the building. Unfortunately, when you reach the top of the stairs, the upper floor is so choked with spider webs you cannot see very far into the room. The edge of something that looks kind of like a dining table and a few chairs can be seen half covered by the webbing to your right, and a wardrobe, also well wrapped in webbing, is all you can see to your left. We're going to encounter another spider in here. Would I like to head to the wardrobe, turn to 138, or try to uncover the dining table? Let's head to the wardrobe, 138. Removing the cobwebs is difficult work and takes a while. They stick to everything, and more than once you have to yank your weapon free while trying not to end up getting caught yourself. After chopping away at the adhesive threads for almost a full 10 minutes, you finally reach the wardrobe and start to clear it off enough to open it. Turn to 355. That was a non-combat entry. So I'm going to recover my HP. I'm now back up to 8 HP. Loving this healthy skill. It's almost too good. But it does mean I don't have anything cool like hunting or perception. Right, where are we turning to? 355. Oh, we got a spider. Oh, and this spider's poisonous. Oh, this is a dangerous encounter, apparently. That's irritating. Just as you're about to pry the wardrobe open, a black shape lunges at you from the thick web covering the far side of the room. Another giant spider. This one is solid black with a few greyish markings on its legs. Its fangs drip venom, and you must fight it to the death. Female spider this time, but at least this one's got 0 armour. Does 2 damage as well, 4 hit points. However, this spider is highly poisonous. If you take any damage from it, you must immediately pick a random number. If the number is 2 to 10, nothing happens to you. Okay, it's not too bad. But if you pick 11 or 12, the spider's venom races through your body. You can save yourself by drinking a voiberry potion, if you have one. Otherwise, you are the next tasty meal for the giant spider. Remember, you can only drink the voiberry potion once, after that is gone. Well, yeah, but obviously you're going to drink it because... Oh, so it's so poisonous that basically if it does damage to you, and poisons you, then you're a goner. You're a goner. Yikes. Okay, well, it'll probably be fine, right? Alright, I think I can remember what's going on here now. So we can get rid of that disadvantage, because that only affected our first fight. So that's gone, that's nice. The spider's AV is 0, and my AV is 0. Right, so we do their AV... No, sorry. Because it says subtract your AV from your opponent's, which means your opponent's minus yours, I think. But here it says the example is clearly the other way round. It is yours minus your opponent's. Right, I'm not going mad there, am I? Your AV is 2, your opponent's AV is 3. So the final number is 2 minus 3. Yours minus your opponent's. So that's what we're doing. But anyway, that's 0 minus 0 in this instance, so it's 0. So we're just going to roll the random number. It's 6 or more, so that means I get to do damage. And using my quarterstaff and bashing this terrifying spider right in the face, we're doing 3 points of damage, and that's all good. Then the spider's going to attack me, and that's a similar situation. This time we subtract our AV from our opponent's. I'm only going over this because I need to get it straight in my mind. It doesn't really affect this fight because it's going to be 0 minus 0, which is 0. And yes, it is successfully getting me, and it's doing 2 points of damage. I have no armour, so that's taking me down to 6. And we're going to roll to see whether it's poisoning me. 3, no. Only if it's 11 or a 12. So that's good news. So let's go back to me hitting the spider. Oh, that's a fail. That's annoying. Alright, so the spider hits me. 6. That is a success. That's annoying. Alright, so that's doing 2 points of damage to me, taking me down to 4. Alright, so this is to check for the poison. Okay, not poisoning me, so there is at least that. So now I'm going to attack back. Hey, and that's a successful hit, doing 3 points of damage with my quarterstaff, but I only need 1 in order to finish the giant spider off. Fabulous. So the spider is defeated. I wasn't poisoned. I win this dangerous encounter, so we're going to turn to 3, 6, 1. Is that right? 3, 6, 1. I've always have a fear playing these games that I'm going to lose my place, and then I'll just have to search through the whole book or give up. Right, so this is a non-combat entry, so I'm going to raise my HP back up to 5. You step back to catch your breath while the spider is still twitching and spasming on the floor. You raise your weapon to begin the fight anew, but its hairy legs twitch a few more times before it finally lays still. Breathing a sigh of relief, you turn back to the wardrobe. Digging your fingers into the edge of the door, you strain with all your might and eventually pry it open. I hope there's something good in there. Your first discovery is a cloud of moths that flutter out of the wardrobe into your face, bumping into your cheeks and forehead. Swatting them aside, you tell them mockingly, "I hope you are at least thankful I killed that spider. Now, if you don't mind, I would gladly take anything of value you have. Peering inside, you discover that the only things in the wardrobe are some old tanner's clothes. I was kind of hoping for some armour. Now in tatters. It seems the moths have gotten the last laugh. You give the clothes a quick search through anyway and discover a wooden box at the bottom of the wardrobe. Upon opening it, you discover a pair of brightly coloured lime green socks. Wonderful. Yeah, you mumble to yourself, I wouldn't have eaten these either. If you take the socks, turn to 433. This is all of a sudden a bit weird. If you decide there's nothing else worth examining upstairs and decide to leave the building, turn to 191. Do I take the socks? What a weird situation. Do I take the lime green socks? I'm going to have to, aren't I? 433. And we've got another non-combat encounter, non-combat entry, so we're going back up to 6. The socks are lime green with an aggressively obnoxious argyle pattern around the ankle. They are absolutely hideous, but for some reason you put them on anyway. Maybe it was the fact that they were still intact when everything else in the wardrobe was food for moths. Maybe it's because of after days of adventuring, your own socks have seen better days, not to mention the smell. The new socks are certainly comfortable. You replace your boots and get ready to leave. You are amazed to hear that you do not make any sound when you walk across the floor. You have found the socks of stealth. My God. How strange. Mark them on your character sheet as a special item. Yeah. Socks of stealth for the win. These socks imbue the wearer with stealth for a limited time. The next 2 times you are asked if you have the stealth skill, you can answer yes, even if you do not have the skill. If you have the stealth skill, they will give you the athletics skill for the next 2 times. Those options appear. Remember, the socks only work twice and then turn black and unravel, becoming useless. With your lucky find, you decide to leave and try the next building. Turn to 191. Brill. Alright, so I'm just going to make a note about what the socks of stealth do. And I put 2 little boxes so I can tick when I've used them, and then I can remove them from my special items section. And I'm going to make a note of my of the next entry, because we're about to finish. So next entry is 191. First building explored. I think that was a fairly successful Castle of Blackwood Moors session. I'm enjoying it now. I didn't enjoy the last session very much, but I'm glad we persisted to do another one. That was fun. Hope you enjoyed that, folks. I've been the Lone Adventurer. Please do like the video if you enjoyed it. Comment and let me know if you want me to continue, although frankly I'm probably going to continue anyway, unless no one watches this video at all. That said, if you have been watching, thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.